Good morning, everyone. My name is Nur Saktiningrum from the Faculty of Cultural Sciences, Universitas Gadjah Mada. Thank you very much for the opportunity for me to share some of my ideas. Please allow me to share screen. My presentations today entitled The Resilience of African American Women in Greenleaf, a study on how women challenging gender stereotypes explore through braidotti perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, religious institutions for African American society play a significant role in shaping spiritual, social, and cultural stability. African American women have a great role in sustaining these institutions from very beginning of their history in the United States. Their important roles in the institutions reflect the broader social and cultural dynamic of the whole African American society. Those women have served as spiritual leaders, preachers, and other religious specialists within the institutions. The problem is African American women's achievement in overcoming barriers and fighting against discriminations, both gender and racial, have often been undervalued. In many religious institutions, women are unable to fully exercise their authority and leadership. Their important positions are underestimated and their roles are frequently questioned. Because of that, because of all these problems, I propose these two objectives. First, to reveal the positioning and roles of women in African American religious institutions. The second one is to explain how these women challenge the gender stereotypes. I take Netflix series entitled Greenleaf, which consists of 5 seasons and 60 episodes. Greenleaf centered around the Greenleaf family, who ran a large, predominantly African American congregations. This is a mega church in Memphis, Tennessee. The episodes explore themes of faith, power, and corruption within the church, with a special focus on the complex roles of women. The women in Greenleaf, particularly Lady May and Grace Greenleaf, challenge the traditional gender roles within the religious institutions. They navigate a male-dominated church, confront issues like sexual abuse, infidelity, and also assert their influence in both spiritual and leadership matters. They also show their resilience and strength in a patriarchal setting. In my studies, I'm borrowing Rosie Braidotti's theory in the stereotypes. In general, she classified that there are 3 different identities that can be attributed to women. The first concept is women as the mother. This is a kind of an ideological construction that serves to stabilize the social order by fixing women within domestic sphere only. There is no way that women should participate in the public area. The second one is women as monster or monstrous feminine. This is a cultural construct that symbolizes the fear and anxiety provoked by women who challenge the normative gender roles. The third one is the machine. This is also a cultural construct that sees women merely on their reproductive and labor capacity. Another concept that I borrowed from Braidotti is the nomadic subject. Identity for Braidotti is something that is dynamic and constantly changing. The term nomadic subject means subjectivity always moves beyond traditional boundary. Nomadic identity is about continuous transformations or always in the process of becoming. In the series, actually, there are 8 different female roles, but for this discussion today, I'm only focusing on the first and second female character. I choose those two characters because I consider that those two characters are the two strongest women in the episodes. The first one is Lady May. Lady May is the matriarch of the family. She handles any problem, every problem in the church as well as in the family. The second character is Grace Greenleaf. She is the first daughter of Lady May. She is a former pastor. She went away for a while, but then returning to the Greenleaf with a new perspective. But unfortunately, she has to face the same old problems. Now, let's try to see each of the lady in the setting of Braidoti's theory of the stereotypes. So I see that Lady May and also Grace having this complexity of identity. They transcend the different stereotypes that Braidoti proposed. We can see that Lady May works or operate as a mother, monster, and also machine. It cannot be seen that Lady May only having this one identity alone. Let's try to see each one of the category. The first one, Lady May is a complex maternal figure. She used maternal authority to control and manipulate members of the family and members of the church. Her decision and action are often morally ambiguous. She is a mother figure that is protective and also destructive at the same time. And the second concept, the monster, her ability to control and influence others are feared and also respected. Her strength and influence are often perceived as threatening. As a machine, Lady May works or operates almost automatically, mechanically. Her solely aim is to maintain the church and also the family image. So whenever there is something from outside to attack the stability of the church or the family, she would automatically go there and then try to find the solutions with the precision and also efficiency. The second character is Grace Greenleaf. Similar to her mother, Grace Greenleaf also having the complexity of identity. Her identity is so complex. She transcends the stereotype that is proposed by the Braidotti. She can be perceived as a mother, monster, and also machine. The first concept, women as mother. Grace is actually a mother figure that is nurturing and protective, but also we can see that actually she is still struggling with the feeling of guilt and also the burden of her past. Her maternal role is burdened by societal expectations, and often we can see that she has this feeling of carrying the weight of moral and emotional responsibility. But fortunately, she can overcome everything. She can maintain herself as an individual and as a member of the society. So therefore, Grace's maternal figure challenged the idealized notions of motherhood. The second concept, her rebellions, she can perceive as a person who is like a monster because in nature she is very rebellious. Her rebellions against the church, corruption practices is seen as both disruptive and also threatening. She is known as a monster because she defies societal and also familial expectation. By doing so, she is challenging the patriarchal and hypocritical structure of the church. The third concept, the machine, we can almost see Grace in any scene. Yeah. that she actually operates with only one single-minded focus, that is on justice and truth. So whenever she sees something that will disturb justice and truth, she will go there, no matter what obstacles she try to overcome it, and then try to put everything in order. Now let's try to see these two different ladies, with those three different identities, how they challenging the gender stereotype. So by embracing these three different identities, it means that these two women rejecting the social construction, which actually try to stereotype women only in one category out of those three different ones. So by having these three different identities, by operating these three different characters, they have this ability to disobey the social cultural norms. Whereas in the social cultural norms, they try to put women as a passive and submissive member of the society, but not for these two women character. By having these three different identities, by transcending this stereotype, they have this power and agency, so they can claim and reclaiming themselves. One of the things that they do is refusing the position and the roles that limit their power and agency. They do not want to conform to the social cultural norm, which put them only as a mother. They want to have the participation in the public spheres. They do not want to be limited only in the family or domestic affairs only. So by having all of these things all together, at the end of the series, we can see that those two women were actually able to define themselves as empowered women with resilience. Now, in the context of women as nomadic subject, we can see that those two women have this fluidity of identity. That means they are not facing themselves only in one single identity. So they, by having this fluid identity, they actually can adapt themselves and change themselves if it is necessary in facing any obstacles. So by doing so, by not stopping only on one single identity, it means like they also resistant towards the social and cultural structure. They want to challenge the patriarchy by rejecting of being only having one single identity. But by having those kind of things all together, they also managing the moral complexity. Those two ladies were also the lady who know how to take care of themselves, and they know who they are. So they maintain this relational subjectivity. That means they try to put themselves among the family member, among the member of the church, among the member of the society. So they try to connect themselves with other family member, with other church member. And by doing so, they maintain the interconnectedness and also maintaining the complex family dynamics. At the end of the series, we can say that those two ladies can claim themselves as a full, complete individual, or in a brighter term, we can say that they are the women that can claim as a concrete subject by embracing their body, their experience, faith, and also religiosity. Those are the findings of my study, and this is the conclusions. So in terms of positioning and roles of women in African American religious institution, we can say that those women reject the idea of being stereotyped into one single position and roles. They are capable of embracing multiple positions and multiple roles at the same time, which means it can be considered as a betrayal of social and cultural expectations. In terms of challenging the gender stereotypes, African American women embracing a fluid and dynamic identity by highlighting the resilience and strength, showing the power of adaptability to confront social and cultural challenges. As nomadic subject, this women's resilience is found in the ability to transform and transcend the boundaries of identity. In short, I can say African American women not only reacts to their changing environment, but also actively shape and reshaping their identities in ways that challenge the traditional gender norms within a male-dominated society. That's all from me. Thank you very much. Hopefully, we will have fruitful discussion later on. Thank you very much.